thanks everyone for turning out today on such an important day for many Australians and certainly for the Temora Aviation Museum. I'm going to introduce a fellow. He's wandering out now, Bob Costello. Bob wears many hats. He is a volunteer here at the museum, a regular volunteer, but more importantly today he's been the driving force behind the ceremony that took place in town today, and I know he wants to make a special address. If anyone was in at the service early today, it was a very special thing to be a part of, and thanks Bob for organising that, and I'll hand over to Bob Costello. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Peter, and I'm very proud to say that we did poppies over the Temora. This morning we dropped 6,200 of them, and most of them hit Temora. Veterans, Mr. Murray Kerr, CEO of the Temora Aviation Museum, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 100 years ago today, at 11 a.m. on the 11th of November 1918, the guns of World War I fell silent. For 1,295 days, from the 25th of April 1915, they had roared over and through the battlefields of Flanders, France and the Middle East. They killed and maimed and mentally affected the soldiers of Australia. These soldiers, all volunteers, came from all ethnic backgrounds and all religions. Today we commemorate and remember not only the 61,513 Australian men and women killed in the Great War that would end all wars, but also the 48,000 subsequently killed in World War II, the wars in Korea, Malaysia, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and on the many other deployments of members of the Australian Defence Forces on humanitarian, peacekeeping and support missions. 61,513 Australian soldiers killed over 1,295 days, an average of 2 per hour or 48 per day. Each day, the families of those 48 would receive a telegram saying, "We regret to inform you of the death in action of your father, husband, son, daughter, brother, sister, while in the service of Australia." This day, the centenary of the armistice ending World War I, we reflect mainly on those 61,513, but also remember those who have died since then in the service of Australia. 61,513 Australians with an average age of around 23. Old enough to have started a family, old enough to have started a career, fallen in love, dreamt of their future and formed ambitions. 61,513 Australians without the legacy of having children, watching them grow, helping them with their homework, attending their weddings, and then enjoy playing with and spoiling their grandchildren. 61,513 Australians whose names are immortalised for prosperity on the walls of the Australian War Memorial in Canberra and on shrines, cenotaphs and memorials throughout Australia. Most of these now rest in graves in the foreign lands where they fell. Their tombstones emblazoned with the rising sun, their regiment, their name and their date of death.